on a Scylla. As you can see, basic campsite, it is really, really cheap. It was £6 for the two of us in the vehicle last night. Beautiful, beautiful little town. Loads of palm trees and all the rest of it. Went for a slap-up meal and it cost, I think it was £20 for me and my daughter. I'll drop you the grid just here. This is where we've stopped. So if you are heading down, it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours from the port. It's a good place. If you've had a hectic session, you can just stop there and get freshened up. So this is the interesting bit. We're about 1,500 miles in and we've been doing all right for fuel so far, but we've been paying top money for service stations. Just had a phone call from Aid and he was saying that looking at doing £30 rations in England. So this is going to be interesting, driving round where we're driving and hoping that there's going to be fuel everywhere. The upside is, if we get stuck here, it's a really nice place to be. It's really cheap, but so far everything seems to be absolutely bang on. Do little shots of coffee, bit of sugar in it. Awesome taste. Not had a coffee like that before. 140 dirhams for two, which is 40, just over 50p. Probably about 60p, something like that for a coffee. And it is good. Definitely worth pulling over if they haven't got too big of a gaggle round it. Depending on your time scale, we're heading now to Marrakesh. We've only got 2 weeks, so we're going for speed through this section. If you do the back roads on the non-toll roads, it's about 8 to 9 hours. You'll obviously see a lot more, it's a lot more interesting. However, we want to get to the city, do that bit and then get out to the desert. So we're hitting the toll roads, which they are fantastic roads. They're well maintained. There's very few potholes. There's litter pickers everywhere, there's no rubbish or anything. And each of the toll roads has been roughly £2-3. And for the price of diesel being less than half of what we're paying at home, it's cheaper to drive on the toll roads than it is UK diesel prices for driving on the roads. So if you've got somewhere to be, don't think it's likely to be French prices to be on the toll roads where every section's like 15-20 quid. These are like £1.15, £2 kind of thing. That is so low that, what do you even say about that? What you'll find at a lot of the tolls, there'll be a police checkpoint before and after. Not once have they bothered either of us. Straight away it's just come past as soon as they see UK plates. The locals and everybody else that give a tug, and it seems to be commercial as well because there's a lot of questionable vehicles. So they are well chill. He's like, yeah, 2 nights, pay when you leave, take a drive around, park where you want. Can't ask for more than that. Literally slowed down for 1 second. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
It's going in the bag. So we're doing the typical tourist thing. We're on the balcony. Apparently this place has not got the best Google reviews, but it's got the view. So we're going to have a few tagines, be stereotypical tourists. And then we're going to have a mooch around there. But we know not to buy anything from down there because it's triple the price of anywhere else that's selling exactly the same stuff. Right then, sports fans. Work's kicked in, so we're going to look at these Dower cameras right here, and we're going to notice that there's no gland whatsoever on this adaptable box. There's no drain port, and the IP point-to-point system seems to be going directly to God, looking at where it's pointed towards the mosque. So we have just gone down every back alley to find this mural that Kelly's friends did. We have literally gone down Rape Alley. If you see this, my phone didn't get snatched. If you see this, you snatched my phone. I don't know who's going to see it, but you've seen it. So now, as you can imagine, we didn't film the alleys of doom because I didn't want my 1,600 quid phone to disappear. But we're back in this one, so phone thief, no, you're not watching this. And yes, YouTube subscribers are watching this. So if you've enjoyed this, appreciate a comment and thank you for coming along. Get me out of this town, get me in my van and get me up a mountain. So this end of the market, all little circles with like little shows and dancing and music and shit like that, but yeah, it's just intense this. Good morning and welcome to Morocco. We are on camp now, and as far as I'm concerned, the trip starts now. We've just been to the front, we've got some fresh bread. We're going to get the van squared away and we're going to set off into the mountains. On the drive up, it's still covered in ice. There's been an avalanche and we don't know how deep the snow is. I don't even know if we're going that high up, but they're the reports we've got. We've had people tell us not to go, so we're definitely going to go. So as you can see, this campsite seems to be the meet-up point for everybody to either take a taxi into Marrakesh like we did last night, or head off into the desert or the Atlas Mountains or wherever they want from here. It is a good point just north of Marrakesh. We did go in last night. It was absolutely mental. My peopling skills did not cope well with that. I'm not a crowd person. We had a questionable meal, and it's only when we sat down and the menus were different downstairs as they were on the balcony, and yeah, Pete was... Questionable's not really the term for that. I'm being positive. I'm trying to be more positive in my videos. It was a view that we paid some money for, and there was some food there. It was better than the curry at the first winter mate. That's true. I'll give you that.
J'ai dit. Elle m'a dit bah oui, pourquoi pas.
So I don't know if the camera can pick that up. That is not a cloud. That is the High Atlas Mountains, and that is a lot of snow. And we're heading that way. I'm a little bit excited. And me and Ola, we are both absolutely peopled out. We like camping in the middle of nowhere with his own company, a couple of friends, a couple of beers, nice food. That's us. So it's going to get really, really hot, and then it's going to get really, really cold, I think. We've got a Mardy teen in the van, so I've threatened her with cheesy party songs until she cheers up. And it's a long day. Wave at them, Ola, wave at them. They're like, pretty girl. Ew! La 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 la. So there's So we're going back onto the road now. They are not messing about, cracking on with that. Now this is Morocco. This is exactly what I wanted to say. As soon as we've got up into the hills and stuff, it's just more chill. Everybody's quieter, nicer, politer, not pushy. We've just stopped at a rock shop, and Ola's got herself a creepy little fossil thing that you can see the underside of. Probably way too much for a rock, but something for a little weird collection. She's got a shelf with like butterflies in picture frames and all sorts of gothy stuff like that, so it can go with the collection there. She's happy with that. As we're going over the top, there's a load of people just selling like random rocks and things, because there's loads of the crystals and things, you know, you knock them in half. So it'd be nice to know how much they're roughly going for, so we kind of know the deal, because I don't want everything for dirt cheap, but at the same time I don't want to get tourist tax, if that makes sense. So it's finding that middle ground, isn't it? So unfortunately, I think that was someone's motorhome, but we're in the High Atlas, so if there's any kind of weight to it, we are like literally like third and fourth gear pushing it. If they've got a great big wobble box on like a 2-litre engine, it's gonna get hot. I mean, you can see we've gone from massive temperatures to we've got snow-covered caps. It's definitely pushing some vehicles. What a motor this is. Right, it's time to drop some wind out the rubber. If you haven't got one of these, they're about 15 quid on eBay. Well worth a buy. So this is the length you have to go to when you're a YouTuber, because the camera sits there and it's picking up the muck on the windscreen and chucking it out of focus. But I don't think this is a bad stop. Let's have a look round. So we're just looking for a bit of a spot out of the wind at the minute, because although the sun's out, it is a windy plain. So we're just looking where this riverbed is and everything, just following it round. And if you're wondering, I've knocked tyre pressures down to 30 on all four wheels, which is, I think it's enough that it's not killing the miles per gallon, but it's a nice flow at 20-30 mile an hour across this terrain. He's found a mate. Just took him a beer. This is where we've parked up for the evening. Cheers, everyone. This is the easiest bushcraft ever. Like, literally, your tea comes to you. So, this is actually peak night time. If I slow the camera down a bit, that's the moon. I'll stay still a second. That stars. This is just on an iPhone. How bright is it out here? I mean, it's that bright. I've got a shadow from the moon. Pete, could you fit anything else in that ridge monkey?
I reckon I could get some more green beans in, but...
It is first light. It is crazy hair o'clock. We have food on the go. So, got this new induction pan because obviously I've gone for induction cooking in there, but you can still use it on the gas. It also seems to be a bit thicker, which is good for spreading the heat out. Also got the new twin station cook system because I've gone to electric inside. I use the little gas cartridges for the Nomadia, so I thought it'd be a good idea to get the twin burner. That way I can do a bit of outside cooking if we can't have fires, which we can't have fires here ideally. There's been signs everywhere saying don't light fires and don't throw matches. So I think sausage and eggs in order because I've had them sausages since Spain, so it's about time. And this is the wake up call, and all I can say is we're 50 yards out from getting some heat because it is freezing. It was really cold last night, really cold. One of the simple pleasures of cooking sausages with a ridge monkey is they all need turning. Yes. Yes. It's gone from just above freezing and having the diesel heater on to the sun's hit and it is warm. So instead of running in a diesel heater, let's turn this thing into a greenhouse and open all these blinds up.
No, that's, I don't know. Get a picture?
Yeah, on the phone. So this is a nice touch. These aren't actually bolted in because this used to do my head in the gas cooker inside. It's a nightmare to clean, so you can take them off, clean that separate, and that's actually quite an easy surface to clean them. And what it does, each one of them goes in these here, and if you're not on a tyre table, there's also an additional folding table that's on the side of it, which will go out there and down. So if you're like on the deck doing the bushcraft thing or whatever you want to do, or like for me, like on the drop down table on the Land Rover, you can have that and then another shelf as well. You've got your whooshy controls there, igniters. You've also got the valve here. I have got the Quad Connect ones still from years and years and years ago, which are awesome, and they do fold down a bit smaller than this. However, by the time you fold them down and put them in the storage box and all the rest of it, you've got quite a chunk of a box. So I don't think this is, it's a different shape, but I don't think it takes up any more room. And this is a lot more stable as well, which is nice. So the fella that came down in the old Peugeot that stopped and had a chat with us, basically right down the bottom there, he's running like a vaccination station in the nation. That's it, we started now. So yeah, he's doing a vaccination station down there, and all the local shepherds have been bringing sheep on donkeys and cars and trucks and you name it. That old boy last night who came down and he had a bit of a chat with us. We didn't understand a word he was saying. He was speaking Berber. We're not going that way. We are going down the mountain and round, but not that way, unfortunately. Or fortunately, because it'll cost us a load of time, that. It's lovely that everyone's so nice and friendly, but it does take time with each group. Ugh. So we're out of camp now, we're on the trail. Nice, steady, easy run. As we come down further and further down, the air's going to get a little bit thicker, so what we'll have to do is we'll have to air up a bit, and especially before we get back on the road, because we're so high up, my tyre pressure was reading off of the gauge, which is probably 80 psi. It's mad. And let that down to 30. But as we go down, it'll have the reverse effect, so that 30 psi is probably going down to 15, maybe 20 at the most. So we'll get that back up. But at the minute, with these like corrugated trails and stuff, it's floating along. It's just lovely. And we're at 30 mile an hour, over corrugations, minimal noise out of a camper van. Loving it.
Sorry, I shouldn't help you.
What are you saying?
It's one of them little square things there, but I don't know what it is. It's just a bus station. I know you said you wanted to have a look at one, but
No, if there's nothing there. Bonjour. So I attempted, Pete did warn me, he says don't get your phone out, as soon as you get your phone out you'll get mobbed by kids. So I got my phone out and I got mobbed by kids. And they're all just tugging on you and trying to get your attention and all the rest of it, and luckily someone do tell them to knob off, and yeah, I put my phone away, so I didn't get that one, but there are some nice Mark 1 and 2 transits there. I think if you want to do any filming in them kind of places, Meta glasses is going to be the way forward. It's pretty much how Doncaster car boot's starting to turn into, except for that's still on a tarmac car park. But if they don't maintain that, it's going that way. The only thing missing was Nick DeWalt and Milwaukee Tools, really. Only we could drive all the way up here and still get held up by bicyclists. So after about 25 miles of these trails, doing about 16 to the gallon, but we're at altitude, a lot of altitude, and the DPFs are doing regens and things like that, so you can definitely tell. Also, this morning, my diesel heater, it went into a low fuel thing. I was like, oh, I'll double check that. Reset it, came straight back on, no dramas whatsoever. But it just shows you, when you get up in these altitudes and stuff, how different it is. Ooh, we just found some snow. We delivered on what we said yesterday. We got high enough altitude to find some snow before it melted. We might crack the sledges out, to be fair. There is a lot of it. I'll pass the phone to Pete and he can get a picture of me in it.
be careful, Rich, it looks deep.
I am built for these treacherous conditions. Oh, in the mud! In the mud! So, little obstacle. Basically, the track's washed out a bit, so it's not bad at all, really. Just means a bit of articulation and trying to stay away from the bit that's a bit undercut. As you can see, here's the trail, and there's a bit of an issue there. But no, you could literally just go straight up there and then come down through there. Chuffy now. I got all excited then when I saw the washout, and I thought, oh, there'll be no round road, and I can get me my TikTok waffle boards out.
To be fair, because everybody else is driving Toyota Hiaces and everything in cities, it's just fucking rat run.
Yeah, where with these, we're running as a tight pack and everyone's moving.
Yeah.
So far, it's been a fantastic vehicle. I'm sure when I get to the dunes, I'd rather have an 80 series, but...
Yeah, once you get to that fucking Dakar run, mate, you're going to want something other than a van.
So Pete's just said that other rock that we went round before, that I was going to try and push out of the way, there was another rock wedging it. Pete said that was the width restriction for this section, that if you can't get around that, no point coming this far. I'm starting to see what they're doing here, because like they don't put traffic cones out, they put little pillars of stones up, and they don't put a fence up, they put little pillars of stones everywhere, and it just seems to the way they do things around here, which there's no shortage of rocks, and when you pile them, it's obvious when you look.
I've never really, I think that's why I like pushing 40 and I still dress like a skater. I've never really cared. And it's, again, I know not all like you want this person thinks that better, and other social media platforms over the alleged harms to children is poised to begin in June in California federal court. And there we are at the end of the article. Basically, the only thing that's different is the difficulty of the decision. You know, like for example, if you have kids, you cannot die in your 50s of lung cancer, fucking stop it, and so I stopped it.
So we're back on tarmac now. Before we go too far too fast, we're going to get the handling back, we're going to put some pressure in the tyres and see where they're at, because you can see the blebbed out at the bottom and it's served a purpose up to now. So we're going to get some food, get the compressor out and put some wind in the rubber. So you can see from here, now that we've come down the mountain, we're down to about 26 psi. That was 30 yesterday, so it just shows you the difference in altitude.
Pulling the strings on this one. Let me know what you think about that in the comments, because this is a democracy, this is a free discussion. Let me know what you think and about anything that you've seen here on this video with regard to what you'll be. Fair impression of urgency, I think, comes under the fairness principle of data protection. And some people have asked me what I think, and the ICO's own guidance on this makes it absolutely clear that fairness involves considering the impact.
So this section's hella fun. It's a nice, fairly new road. It's smoother than most of the roads in the UK. We're meeting loads of 4x4s coming the other way, and we're cruising along between like 50 and 60 odd. Lovely speed. And we are in the desert now. So I think we've got today in this bit of a hard packed desert, we've got the Hills of Eyes set that we want to go past. We're going to call in at a garage, the fella I've been talking to for the past couple of years. Then when we've done that, we're going to hit over to Mazuga, which is where the sand dunes are, which is the bit that I really have been obsessing about for a few years. And it's a bit bittersweet this, because I wanted to do this trip in 2019 in Edna in the Land Rover 130, if you've not seen the channel before. and things have happened, COVID crashes and whatnot. Going the way he's gone, it's allowed me to do it in this vehicle. And I have no doubt that the Land Rover will outperform this in the sand dunes and in the rough stuff. But like now, when I'm cruising along in 5th gear, not even 6th gear, at the top speed of the Land Rover, and we are covering distance like no tomorrow, what a platform this is. This is the set. There's a few little bits and pieces in the background and stuff, and this little bit by the road. But why did they film it here?
Why did they film what here?
The Hills of Eyes.
Yeah, it's cheaper to film here, isn't it? You get tax breaks for filming here. Route 66 was also filmed here. This is the film set for Route 66 and The Hills Have Eyes. So last time we came, it was 10 dirhams. You could only go once all this was fenced off. So you couldn't come on all of this.
It'd be sticky if you did.
You are?
So if you follow Project Amber and you've been watching his Instagram, he was out in Morocco, I think about a month, 6 weeks ago, something like that. And he went to, I think it was the Indiana Jones film set, where there's like big castles and all sorts out in the desert. Pete was saying they get tax breaks and things if they come and make movies here. And to be fair, desert's desert to an extent, isn't it? So they can pass it off as a lot of countries. And as you've seen from this, it's not all the same. There's a lot of the desert that you go from soft sand dunes to hard packed desert, you name it, it's out here. Lots of stars.
Yeah, I've not seen it. Hi, good day.
Definitely not everything, because when he says everything for breakfast, I want my bacon, sausage, egg, tomatoes, hash browns. So the first day out, we bumped into some lads that follow each other on Instagram and stuff, and now we're just about to go out to the desert, and what do I see? So the original owner on this, when it was new, you'll have seen him on the videos probably 10 plus years ago, and I thought, I know that number plate, and I looked back through the thing, and it was. And the new owner's on Insta as well, so drop him a follow if you see his videos. That is an awesome machine, absolutely awesome machine. I woke up to these guys in the morning. I'm gonna call you Turkish cures. That's what all I had for tea last night. I'm getting really excited now because we're just looking at the maps and everything, and this fella actually runs tours around this area, so if you are wanting to get out and do bits and pieces, hit him up, and he's just given us a couple of good grids and stuff of camp spots, so that's absolutely fantastic. And regular knowledge is a must with these places. especially. Last week there was floods, so it's constantly changing. Absolutely lovely camp, and got parked under some trees, which was an absolute blessing, and we had a quick dip in the pool. We turned up so late, it's €3. No, sorry. Whatever the dib-dabs converted to be about £3 each to go in the pool. But we went in so late and the sun had gone off it that the guy taking the money had disappeared off. So happy days, we got a free swim. Had a meal last night, which all absolutely loved it, didn't you?
No.
It's not my bag either, Italian or Mexican, something like that, but it was an experience. That's the main thing. So enjoyed the experience of it. Really cool little camp, like I say, and we are off now to the desert. First of all, we are going to get a replant at the supermarket, supermarsh, whatever they want to call it. So we're going to head in there, deal with people, and then as soon as we've dealt with the people, we're going to get 3 days worth of fresh foods. We might have to get Little and driving as well today, because it's the dunes, there's nobody about. Why not? To the coffee shop now, and this is an old school thing. Pens, pencils, notepads, things like that. You get a lot of poor kids out in the countryside and stuff that I don't think they get out a lot at schools and things. So I wind in like 30-40 pens and same pencils and a couple of notepads and stuff, and the fella's just come up off his moped and just said, like, have you got any pens and pencils for poor kids? So junction. So yeah, if you do come out here, go spend 20 quid at Tesco's or whatever there is on the stationery section, because it's not a lot to you, but if that's some kid that can do a bit of work at school or something, or learn or whatever, he might just sell them on the stall after we've gone. Who knows? In their little bread shop, and they do these absolutely awesome flatbread type things. We could make some sort of pizza off it, but just breaking a bit off with a bit of cheese, bit of meat, some pickles, things like that. Lovely.